So Beyoncé, Taylor Swift, and Billie Eilish of a small town got pregnant. But the interesting part is they haven't touched a man with a 10-foot pole in a very long time. These ladies try to abort the baby, but sneaky government swoops in and offers them $100,000 if they agree to keep the baby. They are sold. But when the babies start to grow, the ladies understood why they were paid so much. The movie begins in Midwich, California, where excitement goes to die and boredom reigns supreme, until the universe decides to pull a prank. Picture this. The good folks of Midwich are gearing up for their yearly snooze fest. Festival, when suddenly, it's lights out at 10 a.m. Yup, you heard it right. Everyone in town, humans, birds, probably even the stray cats, decides it's nap time. Some folks are out cold in their cozy beds, while others are catching some Z's right on the pavement. And poor Mike, well, he's just trying to escape the town's monotony when he joins the slumber party and turns his car into a fireball. Way to make an exit, Mike. Naturally, neighboring towns are buzzing with curiosity about Midwich's impromptu siesta. But here's the kicker. Anyone who dares to step foot in Sleepyville ends up dozing off faster than you can say investigation. It's like Midwich has its own built-in snooze button. Press it, and bam, instant nap time. Enter Alan, the town's resident worrywart/doctor, desperately trying to reach his MIA wife Barbara, because nothing screams romantic getaway like a town-wide sleep marathon. Hours drag on, and just when you think Midwich might be stuck in Snoozeville forever, bam! It's 4 p.m. and everyone's wide awake, scratching their heads like it's just another day in the Twilight Zone. Meanwhile, turns out the town's beloved principal Jill is Mike's better half, and when she hears about his fiery demise, well, let's just say there won't be any happy endings in this storybook romance. Cue the dramatic music and heartbreak galore. But hey, Midwich isn't one to dwell on the past. Nope, it's back to business as usual, with folks going about their daily grind like nothing ever happened. Because who needs answers when you've got bills to pay, right? Fast forward a few weeks, and what's this? Midwich is suddenly experiencing a baby boom. Forget storks, it's raining babies in this sleepy town. Even Callie, who's been about as active as a sloth in hibernation, is expecting. And she's not alone. Principal Jill and Alan's Mrs. Barbara are also jumping on the baby bandwagon. It's like a town-wide game of Who's Your Daddy? Enter Susan, the government's very own baby whisperer, offering cash incentives left and right to keep those mini Midwichians. Because nothing says, let's raise an alien baby, like a fat government paycheck, right? Suddenly, abortion plans are out the window faster than you can say, show me the money. Months whiz by, and bam, it's Labor Day for the ladies of Midwich. But hold on to your hats, folks, because these babies are as pale as ghosts and sport silver locks that put Grandma's wig collection to shame. One of them even decides to skip the whole being alive thing. Cue the mystery music as Dr. Susan whisks away the deceased bundle for some lab shenanigans. Because what's a baby boom without a little dash of sci-fi? As the months roll on, it's not just dirty diapers and sleepless nights. It's a full-blown IQ boost for little David. Move over, Einstein. There's a new genius in town. Strap in, folks, because things are about to get weirder than a three-headed chicken. So, we've got Mara, the little genius who's crawling and spelling her name before she's even out of diapers. Impressive, right? But hold on to your hats, because Mara's got a few more tricks up her tiny sleeves. Barbara and Alan, her folks, start noticing some, let's say, peculiar behavior. Like that time Barbara catches Mara's eyes glowing. Not your typical toddler behavior, I'll give you that. But wait, it gets better, or worse, depending on how you look at it. One day, Barbara gets hypnotized by her own kid and almost dips her arm into boiling water. Talk about a mother-daughter bonding experience. Thankfully, Jill swoops in to save the day, but the incident leaves Barbara scarred for life. And who can blame her? Imagine being terrified of your own flesh and blood. Cue Alan, the heartbroken dad trying to make sense of it all. He's pretty sure Mara had something to do with Barbara's tragic cliff dive. But hey, denial is a powerful thing, right? Meanwhile, Dr. Susan and her government pals are playing detective, trying to figure out what makes these creepy kids tick. Spoiler alert, it ain't your run-of-the-mill childhood curiosity. Fast forward a few years, and these kiddos are growing up faster than a weed in summer. They're smarter than your average Joe and walk around town like they own the place. Which, let's be real, they pretty much do. Mara's the ringleader, of course, reading minds and pulling strings like a pint-sized puppet master. But hey, being a superhuman genius comes with its downsides, like monthly health checkups and accidentally blinding doctors. Yeah, you heard me right. Mara's not afraid to flex her hypnotic muscles when someone crosses her. Just ask the poor doc who ended up blind as a bat after one too many checkups. Now, Jill's not one to sit idly by while her son's BFFs wreak havoc on the town. So she suggests Alan start teaching these special kids a thing or two about humanity. 'Cause apparently, reading minds doesn't come with an empathy manual. But Alan, well, let's just say he's not exactly thrilled about the idea of babysitting a bunch of mini Machiavellis. So picture this. It's nighttime in Midwich, and Jill's attempting to tame David's wild locks. But hold on to your hats, 'cause David's not having any of it. He's on some emo trip, claiming emotions are about as useful as a screen door on a submarine. And just when you think things couldn't get any weirder, he starts reading his mom's mind. Because apparently, that's just what you do when you're a superhuman genius. But wait, it gets better. Or worse, depending on your perspective. The next day, Mara and her crew are doing their usual synchronized stroll, when David pulls a move straight out of left field. He ditches the lineup and heads off on his own little adventure. Mara's probably scratching her head like, excuse me? Where do you think you're going? But hey, she's too busy plotting world domination to care. So where's David off to, you ask? Oh, just your run-of-the-mill cemetery visit to find his long-lost partner. You know, as one does when they're 5 years old and part of a group of super-intelligent, slightly creepy children. He bumps into this lady who's got a bone to pick with the whole special children crew, and let's just say, she's not holding back on the insults. But guess what? David's not just a mind reader. He's also got a heart, apparently. 'Cause he takes one look into her thoughts, and suddenly, he's feeling all empathetic and stuff. Talk about a plot twist. But wait, there's more. David bumps into Alan, who's moping around the cemetery like a lost puppy. Turns out, David's got some secrets of his own, and Alan's just the guy to spill his guts to. Next thing you know, they're holding hands and swapping sob stories like it's a therapy session for the emotionally challenged. And just like that, Alan's got a newfound hope that maybe, just maybe, these special kids aren't irredeemable after all. Fast forward to their first class, and Alan's in for a surprise. These kids may be pint-sized terrors, but they've got some serious brains to boot. They're rattling off philosophical gems, like they're seasoned scholars, and Alan's left scratching his head like, did I accidentally stumble into Mensa for munchkins? But hold on to your hats, 'cause things are about to take a dark turn. There's a run-in with a drunk janitor who's got a bone to pick with the kiddos, and let's just say it doesn't end well for him. One minute he's threatening to turn them into dust bunnies, and the next, he's taking a swan dive off a ladder. Yikes. Meanwhile, Dr. Susan's got some juicy gossip to spill. Turns out, Midwich ain't the only town dealing with this whole blackout and baby boom situation. Nope, it's a global phenomenon, folks. And just when you thought things couldn't get any weirder, she unveils a secret room complete with a stolen infant-turned-alien creature. Because why not add a dash of sci-fi to the mix? And just when you thought you'd seen it all, Mara drops the bombshell of all bombshells. She and her merry band of misfits are hitting the road, leaving poor old Alan in the dust. Because who needs explanations when you've got barns to squat in? So picture this, all the parents of Midwich are shuffling their kiddos off to the barn like it's some kind of twisted daycare. Because let's face it, nobody wants to mess with these pint-sized terrors. But hold on to your hats, 'cause things are about to take a turn for the worse. Enter Bill, the desperate dad on a mission to retrieve his daughter. But these special children aren't exactly keen on family reunions. Nope, they've got their hypnotic powers on full blast, and poor Bill ends up taking a one-way trip to Car Crash City, courtesy of a fuel tank collision. Meanwhile, Dr. Susan's dropping bombs of her own. Turns out the government's got plans to bomb the entire town to smithereens, and she's hightailing it out of there, leaving poor Alan to pick up the pieces. Alan's not one to go down without a fight, though. He tries to reason with the kids, but Mara's not exactly a fan of the whole emotions are for the weak spiel. Nope, she's got her sights set on a new home far, far away from Midwich, and she's not taking no for an answer. But just when you think things couldn't get any weirder, the town pastor pops out of the bushes with a gun aimed at Mara. And let's just say the kids aren't exactly keen on playing target practice. One hypnotic glare later, and the pastor's joining Bill in the great beyond. Fast forward to the showdown of the century, where the entire town's gathered outside the barn, pitchforks in hand, ready to take down the little terrors once and for all. But these kids aren't going down without a fight. They've got hypnotic powers, explosives, and a bone to pick with anyone who crosses them. Alan and Jill decide it's time for the children to die, or else others will get hurt. Alan doesn't want to put Jill in danger, so he locks her in a room and runs away. He goes to a barn with some explosives. The children are about to leave, but one thing makes Mara uncomfortable. She cannot read Alan's thoughts because he is blocking them by a wall. Then Jill arrives and tries to take David away. The children see Jill, but they can't focus on her and Alan at the same time. Mara tries hard to see what Alan is thinking, and she finally sees the explosives in his mind. Then the explosives go off and kill all the children except David. In the end, David and Jill drive away to a new city. Jill hopes they can start a new life there, leaving their old town Midwich behind. Looks like the PTA meetings will be much quieter from now on.